We are live. We've got a really great show coming up here. Excellent. I just want to thank everybody in advance who is joining us. Excellent. Okay, so welcome to Our Daily Magic, where typically we talk about magic and rituals that we can use to cultivate magic in our everyday lives, and also how we can be the magic that we wish to see in the world. But speaking of magic, we have a very special guest tonight, whom we are going to introduce in just one moment. And of course, I'd love to bring in my co-host here. Hey, Del.
Hello. Just sharing to the groups. Hey, everybody. Welcome back once again.
If you're tuning in, please feel free to share. Please comment. We love your questions. And hang in there. We're about to get into some really interesting content. And, of course, our special guest, Timothy Wallace. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much, Guy. Very nice to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Tim, the name of our episode today is Health, Intuition, and Spirit. And I bet that those are three things that people don't usually put together in a sentence or in a thought. And somehow they have come together magically in what it is that you do. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your expertise?
Absolutely. It's interesting, health, intuition, and spirit. I sort of live at the intersection of all three. It took a while for me to realize that is where I live, but it pretty much describes where I'm at. I'm a medical intuitive, as we spoke about, you and I previously. And what I can do is I can scan somebody in my mind's eye. As I'm a former physician assistant. I worked in the medical field for about 25 years, but after leaving that, I found that I can scan somebody's body in my mind's eye and come up with health concerns that they're experiencing.
Wow. Wow. So, okay, first we got to go into the origin of this. Like, what was the moment that you realized that, I'm going to call it a superpower because it really is, that you discovered this superpower?
To a degree, it was happening while I was working in the healthcare field. I can't say that it was happening a lot because we spend a lot of time in our left brain in the healthcare field, meaning covering all your bases, checking all the boxes, making sure everything is taken care of in the way that it should be. But every once in a while, something would pop in, a diagnosis that would I would sort of get to a diagnosis before the medical field would sort of allow us to get the testing done to achieve that diagnosis. I had a young patient who presented with some unusual neurological symptoms that kept repeating on her. And on physical exams, she was completely normal. I couldn't vouch for there being an underlying problem, but as I'm examining her, I hear, MS pops up in my mind. And so lo and behold, after some wrestling with the insurance company to get an MRI done at such an early stage without a whole lot of symptoms, we were correct. So that was one of the first times it happened.
Wow. That's fascinating. And how do you cultivate this, in your practices? Is it a matter of practice, or, is there something that you tap into or tune into, or a way that you direct your routines in order to make sure that you're really you're bringing the most out of you?
Well, what I do now that I do this as a medical intuitive and not as a physician's assistant anymore, what I do is in my mind's eye, I do a physical on someone, starting at the head and head, eyes, ears, nose, and throat, and then work my way down. What happens is, along the way, if there's something going on in my client's eye, as I'm there, I'll feel something in my eye. Wow. I won't know exactly what it is, but I'll feel something. I'll stop, we'll pause, we'll talk about it. What's going on in your right eye? Why do you feel this way? I have an example for you where I was doing a scan on a client who, head, eyes, ears, nose, throat. I get to the eyes. I'm like, what's going on with the eyes? Why do I feel there's something going on with your right eye? It doesn't feel terrible to me, but I feel there's something going on. And the answer was, well, every once in a while, it will turn red. It will turn red on me, be a little painful. My doctor gives me some steroid drops and it goes away. And so then I go into my left brain and start running down in my mind what this could be in terms of being a former physician assistant. And I thought, well, I think you should probably see an ophthalmologist for this and not your regular doctor. You may have a condition called iritis, which can be fairly serious. It can scar the cornea. And if that happens, then we have some permanent vision problems. So that was last year in September. Come January, she went to the ophthalmologist, and lo and behold, she now has a diagnosis of iritis, and she's getting it treated properly.
Wow, that's amazing. So that brings me to the question, like, do you have certain types of professionals that you typically partner with?
That's a good question. At this point in time, the answer is no, I do not.
Got it. I mean, it seems like you're in the perfect position for a lot of really cool partnerships, in order to be able to, assist. Pretty much like you were doing in your professional life previously. How ironic.
Yes.
Excellent. How is this landing with you, Del?
This is very interesting. And one question that came to my mind in regards to this scanning, has there ever been a time that you did some type of scanning on pets, potentially?
I have not done that. And it's an avenue that I should pursue, but I have not done that yet. I've tried it on my own pets, not the ones that I have now, but when I first started opening up and started looking at auras and things like that, the dogs we had at the time, two of them would run out of the room as soon as I got onto their aura. As soon as I could see, boom, out. And then the other one was very chill, and he would just lay there. And sometimes he would say things to me which were hilarious, but he would just let me do it. He pretty much, his purpose in life was to come here and really understand what it was like to be a dog. But he had how do I put it? He had a really wry sense of humor.
Very nice. So this is actually the Timothy Wallace business plan meeting, if you didn't know.
Well, truth be told, I need one.
Got it. So we're launching off here with a bunch of really cool ideas because we just think that you're really cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of really cool, let me just pull this up really quick. There was a post that I saw on your Instagram that I want to find. That may take me a minute. But I'm going to find it. It was a really cool quote, and I'm going to come back to it in just a moment. But again, I'd love to get into, a lot of the things that you're doing nowadays, especially, with the circumstances that we have going on. Where do you see an individual like yourself fitting into the landscape? Because there's not really something that's carved out, for this. Specifically, like you're saying, it exists as the intersection of many things. But where would you like to be? Where do you feel that, really like amazing and literally superhuman individual like yourself can thrive?
Where I see this going is I see this as a practice where people can come to me and talk about their health concerns in an environment that's completely non-judgmental and non-threatening. I really enjoy speaking with my clients and offering them counseling in terms of their own health concerns. But because of my expertise in the medical field, I also feel like I can help them navigate the medical field when they have complex problems.
Got it. So I'm so curious, like, what information do you need from the person in order to, like, to dive in? Like, do they have to be in your presence? Could you do it digitally? How does that work for you?
I can do it in their presence, and I can do it digitally.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I found the quote. And I'd love it if you could just expand on it and, just let us know what comes from your heart when this quote comes up for you. It could be what inspires it or how it affects you today, or anything else that you'd like to express about it. Okay. It says, "A head full of fears has no space for dreams." Would you like to expand on that, and maybe how we can even presence it, today with everything that's going on?
Well, it's interesting that you bring this up because I find that when I allow fear into my life or into my head, nothing else happens. It overcomes me. It overcomes everybody. But if you don't allow that fear in, then magic happens. That's where your power is, in the absence of fear.
That's really profound. Del, I know that you've been doing a lot of work with fear too. How do you relate to that quote?
For me, like the practice I go through is like with every other emotion, I allow it naturally to come through and then give me the information and then leave. So like I mentioned to you, like the waves. When the wave comes in, the wave comes out. And there's a part of me that is fear. And I allow that space for the fear to give me the information it needs. But of course, like Tim mentioned, and that's a great practice to do as well, because that's what you're trying to get to when you're able to detach yourself away from that fear of energy and open into that space of magic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like sort of like the routes, there's infinite ways to the same destination. So that's the way I deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I'm really undecided at the moment. And I think that like different things may work for me at different times. Because there are some times where where one approach that I have just is not working for me in that moment. And I kind of have to like pivot and take a different approach. But definitely understanding that, the fear is a part of myself, or something that can be viewed as, just passing through. These are very, very helpful approaches for me personally. And I think that it's great to, that I can, I guess, access a diverse amount of ways to deal with it.
Another thing I wanted to bring up about fear is, it's not all bad. Meaning, when you're experiencing fear, you're out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing in many cases, because that's where we grow once we're out of our comfort zone. It sort of forces us to grow. If we stay within our comfort zone all the time, then nothing happens. So fear is actually a good prod if you use it correctly.
Very good point. Yeah.
If you see it in the right light.
Mm-hmm. It's all energy.
Absolutely.
Got it. Oh, okay. So I also wanted to ask you, when you're interfacing with someone, and this is something that I found in my practice that has been very, very interesting. But of course, I'd love to understand how you deal with it. Have you found that you ever like take on, the whatever it is that someone else has? Like, do you find the need to do like excessive cleansing or clearing, or, like, is it something that you, when you feel it, are you able to like let go of it easily and, discern between what's yours and what's theirs? I know that was like definitely a complex question. Please feel free to answer any way that you'd like.
For me, the answer is pretty short. The answer is, I'll feel what's going on with my client.
Yeah.
But then after I'm done with that body part, I don't feel it anymore, and we move on to the next. And when the reading is over, I haven't taken on what they have, or I haven't taken on their energy. I felt it during the reading, but I don't feel it afterwards.
Got it. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'll have to work on that myself.
I was wondering because once you feel that from the client, like the energy of what's going on and whatever body part it may be happening, do you apply like any energy work? Because I know you're a Reiki master. Do you apply any energy work to them, or do you just give them a recommendation like what's an intuitive next step they should do?
What I do is I definitely apply some Reiki energy to them in the areas where they're having problems. And then with the complete understanding that what I'm doing is supportive in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the issue is, and it's not it's not an excuse, or it's not an excuse to get it addressed formally, especially if we're talking about something that could be serious.
Okay.
Got it. Awesome. So what does it look like when you're interacting like with someone? Is there a I think I may have started to dabble into this. Is there any information before or after that you share with them or ask of them, or is it strictly like you go into it, hey, this is what's going on, and then that's out, and then you're back out? Like if someone wanted to work with you, what would that look like?
Well, basically, what I prefer at the beginning is to know their name, and that's all I need. Let's see, if we were doing this digitally, all I would need to hear is Dell say, "Hi, Tim, my name is Dell Henderson." And based on that, what the first thing I would do is I do an aura reading,
Mm-hmm.
and based on what I see in the aura or what I feel in the aura, if that resonates with the client, then I know that I'm connected with them energetically. And at that point, I know I can go and start with the head, eyes, ears, nose, throat routine and work my way down the body.
Wow.
And then I always tell them at the beginning, when we're finished, because there's a lot of body systems to go through here. When we're finished, if there's anything that I've missed, please, please, please let me know, and we can address that as well.
Got it. Wow. Never cease to amaze. Did you have another question?
Oh, yeah. Do you do self scans for yourself?
That's a good question. You know what? I haven't, but maybe I've had a couple of health concerns come up in my lifetime that if I hadn't been so in tune with my own body,
Mm.
there would have been a significantly bad outcome.
Wow.
One in particular was, this is 10 years ago. One Sunday night, I was walking up the stairs here in the house to go to bed, and I felt some odd pain in my chest, and I didn't think anything about it. Went to bed and went through my day the following day, and then the next day I'm walking up the flight of stairs and there's that pain again. I thought, well, this is strange. This doesn't make sense. So then I'm paying a little bit more attention to the pain as I go to sleep. As I lay down to go to sleep, I just noticed the pain got a little bit worse. And as soon as I felt that pain, I have an intuitive voice in my head that yells at me every once in a while and tells me what I need to do. And that intuitive voice said, "You are going to the emergency room tomorrow morning." All right, I'm going. So, I get up, I call out of work, I go to the emergency room, and I walk in, I'm not having any problems. I tell them I'm having some chest pain when I walk upstairs, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. They do an EKG, they don't find anything, then they decide to do a CAT scan. And then I have 3 doctors show up, their eyes kind of bugging out, looking at me in strange ways. And their question to me was, "Is there any reason that you know of why you would have scattered multiple pulmonary embolisms right now?"
Wow.
And my answer was no. There's no reason that I'm aware of. But that was that was what was happening. And in the end, I had an undiagnosed hypercoagulation issue, meaning I overcoagulate. My blood clots faster than other people, than what most normal people do. So in the end, I take blood thinners every day. There's no problem. Ironically, or interestingly enough, I have a cousin who was diagnosed with the same problem the same week. With he except he had a blood clot in one of the veins in his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But so it runs in the family. But if I hadn't been in tune with my own body at the time,
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's really significant. Wow. Well, I guess it's that time. Would you like to do a live demonstration?
Sure, why not?
Would you like to pick one of us?
Okay. Let's see. I was going to say, Dell just moved off camera. I can't do it. Okay. So it looks like Dell's pretty adamant that it's not him.
I'll go second if there's time. But once you get a scan.
Okay.
Being a gentleman.
No. Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
But before we get started, though, full disclosure, I do know that you do have a tendency for migraine headaches. We've already talked about that.
Yes.
So if that comes up during today's scan, then it's something that I already know about. But let's see. What we'll do is, since I can, I'm going to do an aura reading first. That way, I know I'm connected to you energetically. Just kind of see what the primary color that I see here is, and sometimes digitally. Okay. What will help me is if you just tell me what your name is.
Sure. My name is Kai.
Okay, Kai. All right. So for those of us that know our chakras and the colors associated with the chakras, the color of your aura isn't going to be particularly surprising to you. Let's put it that way. Primarily at the moment, I'm getting green. So green corresponds with our heart chakras. Folks with green in their auras tend to have a big heart, and that manifests in many different ways, either by usually by being a caretaker, either physically, emotionally, or financially taking care of other people. Sometimes it manifests as working in the healthcare field. Sometimes it manifests as extending yourself out into the community as a volunteer. Would any of those characteristics make sense to you?
Absolutely. And
Okay.
on top of that, I'm also a Cancer.
Got it. Okay. And then on top of the yellow, no, on top of the green, I apologize. On top of the green, I also see there's a little bit of purple going on. So purple corresponds with our crown chakras. And once again, those of us who know what all that means, it's no surprise to you. But people with purple in their auras, because it's our crown chakra and closer to the heavens, we tend to be a little more spiritually oriented than other folks. And then also folks with purple in their auras tend to be a little more regal than other folks, not in a snobby or snooty way. It's just sort of that folks with purple in their auras tend to hold themselves to a higher standard than they hold other people.
You saw Dell's head turn there.
Would that make sense to you?
Extremely accurate.
All right, so I would say we're connected energetically then.
Got it.
Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick scan of your head, eyes, ears, nose, and throat.
Okay.
For you and the people who are listening, if you hear me muttering or just talking, sometimes I just need to talk just to get the energy flowing and to keep it going. So I'm not as crazy as I sound, but there is a means to my madness here. So let's see. I'm just gonna go here to check your head, eyes, ears, nose, and throat. And as I say this, one thing pops up, and I just feel a little bit of something going on in my right ear. Just want to talk about it a little bit more. It doesn't feel like it's anything bad. It doesn't feel like there's anything terrible going on, but I do feel like there's something going on in my right ear. So do you have any ringing in that ear? Do you have any discomfort or itching in that ear? Because I do feel a little something going on in that ear.
Last night I was wearing one earbud and it was in that ear for an extended period of time.
Okay. And I just want to for everyone listening, a lot of this has to do with trust and trusting yourself and trusting what you're getting, because literally the last reading I did with the head, ears, nose, and throat, it came in, something was going on in the ear with somebody, in the right ear in particular. And as I'm saying, talking to you about your right ear, I'm praying to myself on the inside, ooh. I had to trust myself to continue to say it. But yes. So I'm picking something up in your right ear, and it's from the earbud from last night.
Yes.
All right. So let's see. I just want to check a couple other things here since we're here in the ears. I'm going to pop into the sinuses here and see if I feel a little bit here. I do feel a little bit of pressure in my frontal sinuses here, a little bit in the maxillary. It's not terrible. That sort of leads me to believe that you may have some allergies going on. Yes. Okay. And then I just want to check a couple other things. Check your eyes out here. Okay. Okay. Is there an eye exam coming up that you need to have done by any chance?
I just haven't been, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. No, I'm just getting. Well, I don't feel anything bad. I just feel that I just feel strained more than anything else. Okay.
That's accurate.
We'll go here and check your nose here. See what's going on in there. Okay. Once again, nothing terrible. I do feel a little bit of a narrowing of the airways in my nose with you. I don't know why. I don't know if that would make sense to you and what you've been experiencing in terms of symptoms, but I feel a little bit of narrowing in there. And that can be from inflammation, from a cold, it could be some swelling from allergies, but I do feel a little bit of narrowing. Would that make sense?
Absolutely. And okay. I'll give you the whole of it once you're done.
Okay. So let's see. Let's check here. Pop down into. Okay. Wow, your teeth feel great. I got to tell you, your teeth feel great. Absolutely great. And let's see. Okay. I don't feel anything unusual or abnormal or anything concerning going on in your mouth at all. But I got to comment, those teeth feel great. I just want to pop here to your throat. I do feel a little bit, once again, allergy-like. I feel a little bit of some postnasal drip. Nothing terrible. I don't have a sore throat, but I do feel a little bit of some postnasal drip. Would that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You ready for the story behind it?
Sure.
So I've had, I was saying that I was wearing an earbud for an extended period of time. And I was wearing it because I was out all night for like 2 nights. So I actually had not as much sleep as I would like. And every time that I don't get sleep, I get this effect in the nose, throat, ear thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Fascinating. Wow. Very, very interesting. Thank you for that feedback.
Yeah. So you're spot on.
Wow. Even though I do this as I'm doing it, it's still amazing to me that it's happening.
Isn't that awesome?
Do you want to go any further or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let's let me check here. Usually at this point, I'll go down into the lungs. So while I'm there, I feel it feels good. I don't feel anything unusual, untoward. I don't feel tight. I feel healthy. I feel strong. I feel athletic. Actually, I feel. Wow, these are great lungs. Would that make sense to you? But I don't feel anything in there that would be a chronic concern or even an acute concern at the moment.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure. And then at this point, I jump over to the heart. which usually sometimes I get the spiritual heart or the emotional heart, and then I get the physical heart. So let me jump over to the heart here. And at the moment, I have the physical heart, and physical heart, and I just like to check the four valves, make sure they're opening and closing properly, check the muscle walls, make sure that they're pumping as they should, nice and strong. There's no weakness, which is good. So I'm going to go and check the blood vessels that feed the muscle walls, because when those get clogged, then that's when we have problems. Um, I'm feeling nice and strong and healthy with you. I feel very fit, and I feel very fit and quite athletic. Would that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. And that's in stark contrast to a heart that I did a scan on a couple days ago that was completely different. uh, let's put it that way. So yes, your heart is nice and strong, and it's let's go to the spiritual heart here, the emotional heart. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
This is interesting because now that I'm there, it feels wonderful. It feels fulfilled. It feels very giving. I feel this sense of energy just, sort of emanating from it. But what was interesting to me was that it took me some time to get there. So what that means
Mm,
is, it takes you a while to come around to somebody once, but before you open that heart up to them. Would that make sense?
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. That's awesome.
great, thank you. Okay, so at this point, I just go back and check the esophagus and down to the the vocal cords. Okay, now the vocal cords, interestingly enough, I feel a little bit of they don't hurt, but I get a sense that they're well used. And usually, when I get a sense of that, it means either you do a lot of talking for a living, you do a lot of talking in life, or you're a singer. I don't feel like they're abused, like they're like you overuse them, but I feel like they're well used. And it's sort of the sense that I'm getting, what I'm feeling more than anything else. It's sort of I feel like I'm a well-oiled machine here, and the vocal cords are just they're I wish, yeah. I don't know why I'm going like this, but that's what I'm compelled to do. Um, they feel fine, and they're well used, and and yeah, just and well cared for is what I'm getting. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And welcome to the Our Daily Magic Podcast, everybody. This is what we're doing.
All right. So let's see. So let's go. Let's head down your esophagus here and hit the stomach. Let's go down to anything going that feels untoward. Okay. No, I don't know why this is coming up. And this may make sense to you, it may not make sense to you, but have you been told that your esophagus is a little bit narrower
Hmm.
than would be expected? If you would even have any reason to have been told that, but for some reason I feel a little bit narrower than uh than what would be expected, and I don't get a sense that it's just narrower in one spot. It's like that all the way down. So as far as I'm aware, I don't think that there are any chronic medical issues that are associated with that, but maybe do you have difficulty swallowing like large mouthfuls of things?
Oh yeah, totally. I definitely have to take it easy. I've even gotten like indigestion in the past like few years that like I don't even know if that's the right word for it, but like just needing to kind of like make sure that things are getting down.
Okay, okay. Let me look a little bit more into this then. It's been going on for a few years then. But as long as you're swallowing smaller mouthfuls, it doesn't seem to be an issue.
No, smaller and well chewed.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. I would definitely, well, if that worsens, then there would be something to be concerned about. But I don't get a sense that it is. I just kind of feel that your esophagus is a little bit narrower than what I would expect. And uh, let's see. Let me just go down into the stomach here and check the Okay. What I'm doing is at the very top of the stomach, we have a sphincter that kind of keeps things from backing up into the esophagus. They call that the pyloric sphincter. And I'm just kind of checking that out. And that feels nice and tight. That feels good. So I just want to check the stomach out itself. And let's see. And I don't get any redness or swelling or inflammation. So that feels good to me. I do get a little bit, I don't know if you have any food sensitivities. I do get a little bit of, how do I even explain this? Yeah, because at the top of the stomach, it feels fine. As I get down a little bit lower, down towards the duodenum, which is where the stomach empties into the small intestine, I just got a little bit of a little twang there, for lack of a better word, lack of a better word. So let me see what would be. Hmm. It just makes me want to ask you if you've had any recent stomach discomfort.
Okay. So don't tell our last podcast guest, Ron Michael, that that I had some wheat and a little bit of dairy that I wasn't supposed to.
Okay. That's what I'm feeling then. Okay, because it was sudden. The pain they did, I don't want to call it pain, but the sensation that I had was kind of sudden and sharp, and
Mm.
it very fleeting, but it was there, and it was enough for me to know that there something had gone on. Would that be similar to what you had felt, or no? Just out of my own curiosity, I don't know how it.
What's interesting is that also I've grown like insensitive to a lot of the things that go on in my stomach because I've had like various things that I really need to pay attention to. So like for instance, wheat and dairy are definitely a no-no. Oh, and also I had some extra sugar today. So that could have done it as well. And I know that when I have extra sugar, I'm subject to candida, and that's something that I really need to be careful of.
Okay, okay, all right. So let's see. So at this point, I usually jump over to the gallbladder and see what's going on there. I don't feel anything that seems unusual or abnormal, so we'll go over to the liver. Okay, liver feels great. How do I explain it? Sort of, the liver, for some reason, and I don't know why, when I'm in somebody's liver, it feels like a smooth running filter to me. And and when the liver has some issues, I feel sluggish with that filtering. But for you, I just feel like a nice, smooth running filter. Uh, so that's the liver here. We'll go to the pancreas, and the pancreas feels fine to me. I don't feel anything unusual. I don't feel any swelling. I don't feel any abnormal lumps or bumps. We're all good there. And your spleen is as boring as it's supposed to be. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. All right, so at this point, I jump down into the small intestines, and we're good. Go to the large intestine, do all right, you definitely have your appendix still, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, because I felt it. And as crazy as it sounds, your appendix, it's a tiny finger-like projection, at the base of your ascending colon. For some reason, I just felt a little finger there, and so that's how I knew.
Got it.
Okay. Crazy as that sounds. So let's go up. Ascending colon. Okay. All right. We're good. I don't feel anything abnormal or untoward. Let's see. I do get a sense, especially in the descending colon, there's a tendency for some, what word am I looking for? I tendency for some bloating.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a
But
female, that is my specialty.
okay. But from what I can feel and see there on the inside, I don't get a sense that there's like a severe or chronic underlying illness that's causing it. And I'm kind of headed over into my left brain here, and it all kind of makes sense in terms of your sensitivities to the foods that you spoke about.
Got it.
So let's see. I'm going to jump back up to the kidneys. Oh, wow, the kidneys are great. Kidneys are great. And what I feel with the kidneys, especially when they're healthy, is it feels to me like cool water running through a sponge. So that feels nice. It feels very nice. And then let's see, what we'll do is, since we're on the radio, I am going to skip. I'm going to skip private areas and things like that, and we'll go straight to your go to your hips. Hips feel fine. Check the knees. The knees are well worn. I feel. Uh, yeah. Are you getting stiffness in the morning at all, or a little bit of creaking when you walk up steps? Because I feel a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, it's actually when I walk down steps, the right one especially.
Okay. Okay. Let me check that a little bit more. When you're going down steps, is the question that I had, and I just felt a little bit of an instability there. So my question is, does it give out?
Wow.
That's it. That's what it feels like. It feels like a weakness almost.
Okay. So I'm going to put on my physician assistant hat here and say, if this gets worse, you may want to get it checked, because you may have uh, a bit of a torn meniscus. But in the meantime, basically what's coming to me is, just keep your legs nice and strong. Continue to do quadriceps exercises, because what that does is it helps to take some of the strain off of the knee. But if you find that slipping, if that giving out, begins to worsen, by all means get that addressed. Because in someone like you, clearly, you want to remain as active as you can for as long as you can. And I know myself, at those times in my life when my activity was taken away from me, it was god awful depressing. I get it.
Remember that?
Yeah, totally.
All right, so that's the knees. Let's go down. Did you I don't know why I'm saying this, but did you do ballerina dancing when you were a kid?
I did not.
Okay, or dancing of some kind? Because because what I saw was just your feet sort of like in dancer's shoes.
Oh, well, I did run track, so I did wear those very slim bottom shoes for
Okay.
what do we call them?
Spikes.
Spikes, yes.
Oh, okay. I remember that. I actually did track one season, and my friend, my friend Tim, his name was Tim as well. We were sort of we're supposed to be running throughout the area, doing our jogging. We would run directly to the Dunkin' Donuts.
It's called balance.
We'll meet up with everybody later. But I remember those shoes. That's okay. And I can see why I could definitely see why I confused them a little bit with ballerina shoes, because they're similar in that respect.
They are very similar.
Okay. So let's see those feet a little bit more, though. Let's see. Now that I've got the shoes. Okay. Okay. Now I do get a sense it's a little. There's a bit of some discomfort going on in my right foot. Not so much in the left, but more in the right. And and then the more I talk about it, is this worse for you when you get out of bed in the morning? When you get up, you hobble around a little bit, then it might improve.
It's like um it's something that I have to like warm it up.
Okay. And I'm feeling it a little bit in the left, but I feel it much more pronounced in the right. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Uh-huh. Would you like me to tell you why, or do you want to continue?
I have my hunch as to why this is happening, or what it's called.
Sure, please.
Plantar fasciitis. It feels very much like plantar fasciitis to me.
Got it. Yeah, I did have a lot of dealing with that. I even did some shoe inserts for a collapsed arch like years ago. There's a lot of things going on over there.
Okay. Yes. So definitely plantar fasciitis. And just so you're aware, but just so the listeners are aware, plantar fasciitis, it's miserable. It's absolute misery. And the reason why I say this is because I've suffered from it myself. And I've had things. I used to play volleyball for years and years and years, for about 10 or 14 years. and I had things going on with my inner ear that took my balance away.
Mm.
That didn't stop me from playing volleyball. Plantar fasciitis stopped me from playing volleyball because I couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so plantar fasciitis can really take you out, so to speak. So it's something that I just like to tell everybody: if you feel something going on in your feet, take care of it. Don't blow it off, because it can have profound consequences in your life later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's your scan from head to toe. I didn't do your nervous system. I didn't do your endocrine system. I definitely could if you would like me to, but and it's up to you.
That was amazing. I really, really appreciate you, Tim. Like, so spot on. It was just, this is a miraculous gift that you have.
Well, thank you, and I'm grateful for it every day.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, we're here to help you share. This is something that that you don't want to keep to yourself. We want as many people to know about this as possible. And I'm really appreciative for the insight that you're able to give me, especially with some things that I'm like, like you were saying with your chest pain. It's like I could wait on that, but this is really bringing to light that maybe I shouldn't.
No, and that's something when I was in your chest, kind of milling around there, I didn't come up with anything that was abnormal. So tell me a little bit about what's happening, because this happens in the scans, but we can still delve into it.
Oh, totally. So I was just wanted to let you know that the thing that was going on with with my feet and my knees is a result of the fact that I broke 2 bones 2 years ago, tibia and fibula. So there's a big old titanium plate in there that needs to be warmed up in the morning before it's as well oiled as everything else. And it has definitely affected my knee function because, while I was injured, I would put a lot of pressure, on either the opposite knee and then eventually on the knee that's right above the injury. So, there's been a lot going on with that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been well, having had it's a long story, but having had a broken bone myself, yes, that can be kind of painful, and it can be kind of painful and really change your life in many ways.
Yeah, totally. Oh, and I wanted to comment too that I think that is really wonderful that you do kind of or that you speak about the spiritual, what's the word that I'm looking for? How it relates to how the person is, how your body is also how the person is. And there was something in particular that you had mentioned, of course, with the spiritual heart, that was absolutely true. And there was something else that you had mentioned as well. I'm just thinking if I can remember exactly what it was. It'll come to me, and I'll definitely let you know. But it had a literal and a figurative meaning, and to be able to look at both of them and make the correlation between them I think that's so super awesome.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And the thing is, while I'm doing these things, I'm in the zone, and so I do recall talking a little bit about your spiritual heart and your physical heart, but if there's a second part, or so far in the zone talking about that somewhere else, I have no recollection of it at the moment. I was in the zone. It was just just coming through me.
That's why we have the recording. Awesome and amazing. And did you have any questions or requests?
That was amazing. Is at all. Because of some of the stuff that he's bringing up, I already knew. I was like, whoa. It shows he's the real deal.
Absolutely. Like, even
in all honesty, it took time for me to believe that. It really did. It took some time for me to believe that. With the one client that I told you about who wound up having stage 4 breast cancer, it took me a while, to believe that A, that really happened, and B, I can be we all have wonderful gifts. I have a particular gift. Even after that reading was done, I'd still walked around clubbing myself over the head, beating myself up because she had cancer. It took me a while to understand that, hello, and you helped her.
Yeah.
It took a while for that to sink in, but now that it has, and I've learned to trust and understand that this needs to be. This needs to be. I need to help many people throughout the world, is what I'm trying to say. I need to help as many people as I can, but with a clear head, an open heart, and no ego.
You said it. You said it. That was perfectly stated.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't mind me sharing, just as I remember that thing, when you're talking about a narrowed esophagus, that often I encounter situations that are hard to swallow.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Or there's a lot to digest.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah, the way that we do one thing is the way that we do everything.
Yes. And how certain things manifest in our body.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that just speaks to, all of the mind, body, spirit connections, that we've been looking to give proof of, and it's just all there, right in front of our faces, literally.
And all you have to do, in my heart, I believe, is all you have to do is just notice it. And take the time to notice it. Make the effort to notice it, because it's there.
Absolutely. Tim, would you like to talk about your website and where we can find you? Is there anything that you're doing that's coming up?
Well, thanks to COVID-19. Let's see, I can tell you about 3 different postponed psychic fairs.
Right.
But my website is timothywallace.com. And I can be found on Instagram. I am Tim Wallace Medium on Instagram, and Timothy Wallace Psychic Medium on Facebook.
Awesome. I advise everybody to check it out. I mean, Del, you're not getting out of this clean. Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure?
Sure what?
I mean, Tim offered, ear, eyes, nose, throat. We could just do that. Come on.
Okay, fine.
Volunteer yourself.
Okay. I didn't know there was enough time, but I wanted to make sure you had enough time for yourself.
Oh, we have time. And also, this will give us the opportunity to repeat once again where it is that everybody can find him. He is especially gifted and just super profound, and also very generous for sharing his gifts with us here tonight. I'm so happy to be able to share him with you, and for you to be able to experience him in this way. So with that, I hand it over.
Okay. All right, Del. So let's see. First and foremost, we need to do an aura reading, so I know that I'm connected with you energetically. And so since we're doing this digitally, it would probably help if you just tell me what your name is.
My name? Do you need my real name or my nickname?
His superhero name.
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Okay. Let's go with the authentic. I am Cardell Henderson.
Okay. All right. So a couple colors come to mind immediately as soon as you said that. The first one is red.
Yes.
Red corresponds with your root chakra. So folks with red in their aura tend to be very well grounded. That makes sense to you?
It does.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. And then also I get blue. an abundance of blue. So that corresponds with your throat chakra. So folks with blue in their auras tend to speak their mind, but also because we also listen through our throat chakras, folks with blue in our auras also tend to be very good listeners. Would either of those characteristics make sense to you?
It does, both of them.
Okay. So I'll take that as we are energetically connected. So let's see. If you don't mind, I'm just going to jump into your head, eyes, ears, nose, and throat, and do a quick scan here and
Okay.
see what's going on here for you. Okay. So as I'm with your head, eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Okay. For you, immediately what's coming up is I feel a little bit of something going on in my throat. I might go on to say, I don't know if that's a sympathy clearing my throat, if that's me. I feel. Are you a big snorer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What I'm feeling is you may have some redundant tissue that's causing obstructive sleep apnea. Have you ever had your tonsils out?
No, but I used to always get tonsillitis when I was younger.
Okay. Because the reason why I asked is usually the first thing, if someone goes to get evaluated for obstructive sleep apnea, is the first thing they do is they take a look at your tonsils, and if they're significantly enlarged, then they remove them, and that will help significantly with the sleep apnea. I'm not saying that you have sleep apnea. I just know that I just got a sense that there's some redundant tissue here, and that you snore a lot. And you don't feel very well rested when you get up in the morning.
I actually started today. I noticed that today. I was like, I don't feel that rested today.
Okay. I can't say, since that just started today and it hasn't been a chronic thing, I can't say that that's from sleep apnea at all, but it may be something you want to take a look at.
Okay.
It's especially if you're getting a lot of elbows in the middle of the night.
She sleeps with headphones on.
So let's see. I just want to double check anything else going on here in your head, eyes, ears, nose. I also get a little bit of some sinus stuff going on here with you too. I just got a little bit of a twinge. It felt a little more pronounced on the right than on the left, but a little bit of some sinus stuff going on. Have you been getting any sinus headaches or any sinus stuff?
I had a little bit of headache, but now that you mention it, my right nose is a little bit clogged too.
Okay. That would could definitely feed into a little bit of a twinge that I had here. All right, so let's see. Check your ears. All right. This is gonna sound crazy, and I apologize in advance. I feel like I've got some hair in my ears.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you do. Welcome to the jungle.
Okay. So would that be the same for you as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I'm feeling that, and then let's see. Wow. Okay. This is such a silly statement, and I don't know why, but your teeth are much bigger than Kai's. But they feel good. They do feel good. I don't get a sense if there's any chronic issues going on with your teeth, but I did you have work done in the past?
I did get a filling in the back of my teeth when I was younger.
Okay, but nothing more serious than that.
Nothing major, no.
Okay, good. Because was it on the top here? Because I'm feeling it. Okay.
I got that, and then right here, I got my baby tooth removed because my adult tooth came and my baby tooth was still there, so it was like in front of each other. So I had to get it pulled out. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, your eyes feel nice and healthy, and okay. I'm feeling the thing with the throat because I forgot that I had already been through the throat. Okay, and let's see. Let's go down to chest and lungs, and okay. Have you ever been a smoker? Never. I feel smoke here. I don't know why.
And not not like a chronic smoker. I mean, I did smoke before in my life, but nothing like
Okay. But
chronic.
nothing. Okay, good. Did you grow up in a household where there was a lot of smoking going on?
I grew up. My dad was a smoker.
Okay, I might be feeling a lot of secondary smoke because I feel more than just like a casual smoker. So you may have had some, well, you had some cigarette smoke exposure as a child because your dad was a smoker. Let's get any for, but I get a sense for you that your lungs. This is great. Your lungs feel like billows to me. The billows that they would use to stoke a fire back in the day. Your lungs feel like big, strong, healthy billows to me, which is good. Good.
Cool.
And let's see. Let's check over here to the heart and see what's going on there. Okay. So the physical heart's coming up first. Let's check the valves. That's good. Muscles nice and strong. Good. Has cholesterol been a bit of an issue for you? And
hasn't been when last time I got checked out by the doctors. Never really told me, but it is like a family thing.
Okay. The only reason I was asking was because I was checking out the arteries that feed the muscles of the heart. I felt like there was a little bit of a coating there. Nothing huge, nothing significant. But when I feel that, sometimes that means that somebody's got a bit of a cholesterol issue. So it may not be anything that's manifesting at the moment. I myself have family cholesterol issues, and I thought I had dodged a bullet until a couple of years ago, and then boom. It snuck up on me. So keep an eye on that.
Okay.
And saying that, with the cholesterol issues in my family, my own father was able to keep his cholesterol issues at bay for decades. But he had to be very careful with what he was eating. But it's doable. It's a big effort, but it's doable.
Got it.
Yeah.
See, so that's the heart, and I feel very athletic with your heart too. I feel like it's yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stomach and okay, so your stomach feels very different compared to Kai's. So why does that feel different to me? Let's go to the esophagus. The esophagus doesn't feel like it's smaller or has less of a diameter, but it seems nice and even all the way down. When I get there, though, let's see what's going on. I get how do I explain this? I feel a little bit of sourness there, but let me see if I can tease that out a little bit more. Do you react emotionally through your stomach first when something hits you? Meaning, it's something. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Feel like my gut. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he's getting somewhere.
I'm sorry?
I said you're getting somewhere right now. Getting somewhere deep.
Okay. Which makes me want to go back to the heart because I didn't do your emotional heart. I just did the physical heart. So let's go there. Okay. All right. All right. So first thing that's coming through is there's a lot of love. Just kind of, I feel sort of like you really emote well is what I'm getting, and I didn't have to work hard to get there. So so you're a little more freer with the sharing of your heart with others, and then the Kai you have to work on a little bit. Kai,
Yeah.
but you're a pushover. Is what I'm getting. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a Care Bear.
Okay. Understood. All right. So then we got down to the stomach. I'll just jump in there quickly and see what's going on here again. So yeah, all right. Okay. And I'm going back to you're feeling things in your gut, but for some reason there's certain situations. This is more of I just feel like my stomach's turned in knots. So certain situations, sort of like I know you react in your stomach, but it feels like it doesn't feel like it's a physical thing. It feels like more of an emotional thing. Like my stomach's in knots. Does that make sense?
I have to go in deeper into that. I can't explain it right now, but like you're on point with what you're saying with the turning, the twisting, and knot.
Okay.
I feel like just like
Oh,
trap things that get trapped in there type of thing.
okay, okay. So I'm more physical than. Oh,
Oh
okay,
no, the emotional. I feel like
okay.
some emotional stuff that gets trapped in here, and
Oh,
I forgot when I mentioned this. I mentioned it some. I forgot. Did I mention it to you? I mentioned it to someone, but I was doing the meditation, and in this meditation, a fire like right in my gut just started to like. There's like a fire, like things just started to burn in it.
wow.
So I don't know if the twisting is like it's starting to unwrap itself type of thing. For me, like trapping so much energy and emotions in there, or like vice versa. I don't know which one it is. It feels like it's the opposite of like it's like getting unlocked type of thing, and like
Okay,
the energy is like working in this area, my power core, my power center.
okay, okay.
So I feel like
Interesting.
there's things being removed and expanding type of thing.
Okay, okay. Um, um, since we're well, since we're here, and this would be something that I would do in my practice at this point. You mind if I do a little aura cleansing in that area for you here?
Sure.
Um,
Thank you.
and oh, no problem. And basically, what I'm going to do is, okay. Solar plexus. You know what I get when I tune into your solar plexus chakra? Um, um, I don't get like a vortex of a spinning going on there. And what I kind of get is, with these upright washing machines we have, and it's kind of
Wishy
folks kind of
washy.
go like this while they're in the cleaning. You're not spinning out. It's just kind of going like this. So let me just work a little bit, and and it's here in the front, but actually when I see your aura from your back here as well, it seems like where it's stuck is more where your aura comes out of your back and not in the front, believe it or not.
Mm,
That
So
makes
let me
sense.
just um work on that a little bit. I'm just going to get a little spin on that in my mind's eye for you, get it started up, and hopefully, um, okay, hopefully we'll get the spinning going in the right direction on in the anterior portion here and the posterior portion here, and we'll get that synced up for you, and you won't be carrying so much in your gut. Um, okay, all right. So dosing a little bit more of some energy here and get the spin on that. And okay, okay, good. All right. So hopefully we've well,
yeah.
you won't know right away, but hopefully you'll make a difference. This has made a difference. Okay. All right. Do you want me to go further or?
Well, I just want to say also that, like, Dell had talked about like some things going on in his lower back, and that makes sense, based on what you were saying energetically, how some things can kind of like get stuck back there.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. And also, you said the word wishy washy. That was kind of cool. That's accurate. How are you feeling, Dell?
Great.
All right. Good. Cool.
Whew. Yeah. Could definitely feel your energy, Tim.
Okay. And that's digitally. Wait until I'm joking when I say this, but wait until clients see me in person. But I'm just
Oh,
joking. I say that.
it's definitely true, and I'm gonna hold you accountable to that in person.
Okay. All right. So let's see. We're just gonna jump over here from your stomach. Gallbladder feels good. Liver feels good. All right. Pancreas feels good. Spleen, nice and boring as it should be. Okay. Oh, you have your appendix as well.
Yep.
Okay. And okay. Let's check here. Oh, uh, sorry, I have to start talking to myself to get the energy going here again. Just move up the ascending colon, cross the transfers. Okay. Okay. I get a lot, I don't get a sense that there's anything terribly wrong. I do get it. Do you have a propensity for constipation though?
Recently, I have.
Okay. Okay. Let me just check a little bit further here. Okay. Um, okay. I don't feel anything untoward, or I don't feel extra inflammation. I don't feel any projections that shouldn't be there. Yeah, I just kind of felt like things were moving and then they weren't. That's what brought up the constipation for me. But everything else seems to be or feels nice and healthy to me. As far as you're aware, does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Now I'm just gonna hop in the kidneys here, and your kidneys feel great. Absolutely great. Let's go down. Check the hips here. Okay. So let's see. Um, I don't know why, but let me just get a little bit more into here. I do feel a little something going on here. Um, a little bit in the hip and a little bit in the knee in terms on the right side. Do you have any hip or knee issues?
Yeah, that's from like the lower back issue, and then the in the right knee. This is a while back. I tore my meniscus and MCL.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. And that was that like 5 years ago?
It was mm, it was longer than that. It was 2000. Was it 2008, 2009?
Okay. Okay. The only reason why I just saw the number 5 and I didn't know where if that fit with your knee or where it was coming from. Uh,
Nice.
but interesting. Um, all right. So let me see. But the left leg doesn't feel the same. So the left leg feels okay. I didn't have any sensations in the left leg. I just felt everything had been going on in the right leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. And let's see here now with your feet a little bit. Now, you've got big feet. Um,
I do.
okay, okay. I've got big feet too. But mine are my feet are like long and narrow. Your feet are wider.
Yeah.
Definitely wider because my feet feel like they're I'm joking when they say this. My feet feel like they should be like their normal feet because my feet are like freakishly narrow. So, um, this feels no let's see here. Now, I don't know if this is something that you've been battling with recently. I do feel like there might be a little bit of some athlete's foot going on. Um, 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 but other than that, I don't feel anything wrong with your feet per se. Would that make sense?
Oh yeah.
You are good.
Yeah. You're very good. I got my tough accents in acting.
All right. So, you mentioned some problems with your back, and it didn't dawn on me when I was scanning Kai to do her back. But you mind if I do a quick back scan for you and see if we can?
Sure, that would be great.
Okay. Well, I'll do Dell first, and I'll go and do a scan for Kai. Let's see. I start at the top of the neck and work my way down. So Dell and. Okay, I get some stiffness here. Let's see if that makes any more sense. And I get something going on with my right shoulder as well. Do you get any pain or stiffness in your neck, right shoulder area?
Yeah. That's funny you mention that. So I got in an accident in July, and I did have some neck issues from that
Mhm.
that I've been getting work with. But on the right side, I am feeling some tightness and soreness, like right here in this right shoulder. And even sometimes when I'm doing like workouts, like shoulder workouts or anything like that, involvement, it gets like a little weak. Oh, see, I just felt it.
Okay. Okay. Yes. You know, let's see if I'm putting on my physician's assistant hat on here for you quickly, and I know the people that are listening may not be able to see this, but if you were to take your right arm and just kind of turn it like this, it just kind of does that cause any pain in your shoulder?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. You may have a bit of a rotator cuff issue going on there.
That's what I was thinking. And this, I've been having this shoulder issue since like football, I think like 2010, 2011. I made a tackle one time, and then I made this tackle, and the way I hit with my shoulder, I got like this numbness in like a jolt in this whole shoulder. And
Okay.
then like what was happening from there was like my shoulder was like hard to be able to like put up, like bring up and things like that. And
Okay.
even like popping and things like that. I didn't dislocate it, but definitely felt something the rotator cuff was going on with it.
Okay. Okay. So I would definitely, if I would definitely have that looked into if this continues to be a problem, a problem for you. Or have you ever had physical therapy for it?
I've been doing. I did like my own like personal physical therapy with it, like doing like light shoulder work with it,
Okay.
and also doing like yoga and things like that to like stretch it
Mhm.
and those type of things. Haven't really had like an issue with pain, but definitely started to feel a little bit of a pain more recently because I started to like ramp up the things I'm doing for workouts and things.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. Warm up that shoulder, before you start doing your exercises. And if you find that that it worsens, because what really caught my eyes when you went to raise your arm up and you stopped suddenly, I thought, oh, I thought, no, that wasn't a psychic. Oh, it was a physician assistant. Oh, that looks like a rotator cuff issue.
Okay,
Um,
it's duality, man.
And then, interestingly enough, with the shoulder, before you had agreed to the body scan, I was going to ask you what was going on with your shoulder because it was kind of, I kind of jumped in just to see what would pop up quickly if there was some time, and your shoulder came up first. So,
Oh wow.
um,
Wow.
so let's see. Let's go back to your back here. So, do you want to? Okay, thoracic spine feels good. The lumbar spine. One and two. Okay, so okay, I get that with L4 and L5. Those are the lower vertebrae that you have in your lower back. I get an issue going on in there. Um, um, Let me see L4 and L5. Let me see. Okay, definitely. And it may be, it may be, I kind of get a sense that it's the disc in between the two, between the two
Mm.
vertebrae, that there's some, let me see. It's definitely some swelling. So I want to see if there's if it's misplaced at all. If you get, yeah, hmm, shooting pain down one of your legs.
You're good. Yeah.
And I feel like it's the right leg again. It didn't feel like it was on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny you just mentioned that. I'm starting to feel it a little bit now.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, if you don't mind, I just want to go there and do some anti-inflammatory work for you. Just give
Yes,
me a second.
please.
Wow.
Just want to pop in L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay. All right. So I just want to get some. I'm just talking in my mind, but what I'm doing is in my mind's eye. I'm putting on some anti-inflammatory energy into that area to help bring some of the swelling down. Uh, uh, okay, I do get a sense that the disc itself may have popped out a little bit. So let's see, what can we do for you for that? Have you seen a chiropractor at all
I've
regarding
been
that?
seeing a chiropractor for like the past like, oh my goodness, it's close to like over a decade now. But I
Okay,
really been seeing him more actively since his accident.
okay,
Now got an MRI about a couple months ago, and it came back that I had a herniated disc, an L4,
oh,
L5, so herniated
okay,
and disc bulge as well.
okay, okay. So I'm just getting some anti-inflammatory energy on there for you, and get some good healing energy there for you too. So hold on. Okay. Okay, good. All right.
So,
So hopefully that will offer you some relief as well. All
thank you.
right. my friend.
You are amazing. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Right? I was at awe with you, and then for me, I'm like, whoa. I
Two
think,
of the vertebrae.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't the shoulder, the neck?
Wow.
Wow.
Well, it was my pleasure to be able to do the scan, and even more of a pleasure to be able to help.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you don't mind, Kai, would you like me to do a spine scan for you quickly?
I am absolutely open. Thank you so much.
Okay, so get back into your energy here. Okay, so let's see. We'll go back to Kai. All right, so let's see, 1, 2, 2. Okay, you're not immune to neck issues yourself. What I'm getting, I get a little twinge here around C3. Let's see. I also get a sense, and it's more on the left side than on the right, a little bit of some muscle tightness in that area as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. What were we doing yesterday where I was rubbing my neck? I think I was laying on the floor. But yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Okay. Let's see. I just want to check a couple things here. All right. Since it's the cervical spine, the nerves that control our hands and our arms come off of our cervical spine and go down our arm. So I just want to shoot some energy down that way, just to see it make sure if everything's kind of neurologically working the way they should. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is I don't want you to have anything pushing on a nerve here in your neck. So let's see. Okay, I get it. It's more of a local thing. It's just that one area. Would that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. And let's see. Let's get some anti-inflammatory energy going there for you as well. Okay. And the sense that I'm getting there is it's not so much anything going on between the vertebrae. I just get that C3 is just a little bit out of alignment there. So I'm going to it's out of alignment there. So I'm just going to in my mind's eye do a little. Not that I'm a chiropractor. I'll do a little bit of an adjustment there for you in my mind's eye to get put that back into place for you. Okay. Now I'm going to go to your thoracic spine here and see what's going on there. Okay. I also get a sense that there's a little bit of something going on in between the shoulder blades too. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. I think it's more like as a result of like some kyphosis going on.
Okay. Okay. So let's get in there and straighten that out too, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Okay. Get that there. And I'm just gonna kind of, in my mind's eye, do a little bit of an adjustment to straighten things out a little bit and get you a little more, a little less kyphotics, let's say. Okay. I'm just gonna shoot some little more anti-inflammatory there and get you set up that way. Okay, good. So let's go down to your lumbar spine and see what's going on there. And you're not immune to lower back pain either. But yours is a little bit higher up. I'm getting more like an L1, L2 issue. Would that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's get a little bit more here. And once again, I feel like let me go back. Okay, and just check the discs in between. There's a little bit of inflammation between the discs in L1 and L2, but nothing terrible. But it seems more. It's more like a positioning thing with an alignment thing with your L1 and L2 more than anything else. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of an alignment in my mind's eye as well to try to get things back into place a little bit better for you. And as I'm doing that, why am I getting pain down my left leg? Do you get pain down your left leg?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so let's see. Just want to get. Okay, so I wish I could be coherent for you. So let me just slow down my thoughts and my speech. And I do get a sense that maybe there's a little bit of L3, L4 issues going on for you too. So I'm just going to get you some extra anti-inflammatory energy in that area and get some spin on it and get it going. Okay, very good.
Thank you. Thank you. You've helped me like recommit to yoga. That's for sure. And like I wish we could put you in a bottle. Like this is what this is what the world needs. You.
Get in.
Well, in the end, the way it works is I don't do anything per se. People that my clients are the healers. I just hold the space or raise the vibration in the space for them so that they can heal. And that's basically what I did for you folks tonight. And
thanks.
You are very special, and I am very, very appreciative for you sharing your time, your gifts, your energy, your words, which are amazing, by the way. And just in case anyone doesn't know, Timothy has a propensity to use an expansive vernacular, which I also appreciate. So
this is a dumb question. Did I say propensity?
Yes, you did.
Tell you, I was in the zone. That way.
I love it. So if you could just repeat for us again your where people can find you.
Sure. My website is timothywallace.com, and I can be found on Instagram on Tim Wallace Medium, and Facebook Timothy Wallace Psychic Medium.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I had a ball, and it was very. I've met Kai before, but it was a pleasure meeting you as well, Del.
Likewise.
And, feel free at any time to give me a call, give me a shout if you have any questions or concerns or what have you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll be sharing your word far and wide. And to our viewers, thank you so much. And our listeners, please feel free to reach out to Tim and to support him. And as we bring our episodes to a close, just let our listeners to know too.
Stay magical.
Have a good evening, a good day, a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.